Hey guys, what is going on? It's Don here from Pandemic Playgrounds, and today we are going to be playing a game called X4 Foundations. This is actually a recent favorite of mine that I've been playing for the past month, and I gotta say this is truly a game that will scratch your itch if you have played Privateer or some sort of freelancer before. It's really near that type of gameplay. So this is an open world simulator where you're actually able to work on your ship, first person view, fly the ship around, third person view if you wanted to. You also have fleet management as well as trading and a little more into war. You dabble into politics and stuff like that, but realistically you have this huge fleet management that you can control on this game that I actually had no idea about. Now I gotta be honest, I bought this game back in 2018 when it first came out, thinking that it's gonna be like Freelancer and I'll fly around, do some missions. While you still can in this game, the game is actually much bigger than that, and I did not know that when I first played it until recently when I watched X4 5.0 update of a guy playing. Now I'm going to explain that in a little bit, but let's get started on some of the things. Now on the new 5.0 update, one of the coolest things that they did add is the ability to use AMD's FSR, which is their resolution scaling. So if you got an older computer or weaker GPU, you can actually turn on something called the upscaling, and you could change this to have better performance on your game. So basically it'll scale the resolution upward on a lower resolution gameplay. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but yeah, it'll actually improve the gameplay. I'm not using it because I'm on a 3080, so it actually supports the game perfectly fine. But if you guys are struggling with getting 60 frames per second, that is something you could play around with to get some faster gameplay. But ultimately, I'm going to show you the way I play it in the beginning. So for the next half an hour or so, maybe to an hour, hope it will help you decide whether you want to buy this game or not. And I'll leave a link down in the description below. I actually bought this game from GOG, which I personally like to buy games from GOG because it gives me the Linux executable. But yeah, I'll also leave a link for GOG as well. So to get started, we're going to go into new game. And in here, there are a couple of options. Now, this game has a huge learning curve. Even with the tutorials where it teaches you how to use the keys and everything, it doesn't really explain why you're doing it, which makes the game a little bit harder for beginners. So like I said, the learning curve is pretty deep. Now there are a couple of things that you could do in Foundations, which is Young Guns, which is the one we're going to be playing, and there are different scenarios, different missions, different styles and everything. So definitely check out these different scenarios. We're going to start off with Young Guns because it kind of gets you into what you need to know. Then if you decide to play this game a little bit further and use expansions, then you have the Split Vendetta and all these other ones, which is the newest one. The Tides of Avarice is the latest version on the updates, on the patches. So anyway, we're going to head over to Young Guns and we're going to load this game. And here we go. We're going to start off like this.
Val Sultan's log. Day 1. I'm excited to get underway with this new ship. I'm not entirely sure what I'll do yet. Trading, exploring. Am I brave enough to face combat? Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be exciting. Here goes nothing.
So one thing before I jump into the game, while it's still loading, this game takes forever to load the first time, this section right here, but it is actually generating the entire world. Once you're in the game, you no longer load. Everything is just seamless. So that's one thing I do like about it, but it does take a while to load this initial game. So I'm using 3800X and it still takes like maybe a minute, and anything weaker it might take like 4 to 5 minutes just to load the game. But otherwise, let's jump into it. All right, here we are. Now this game truly is gorgeous. I love the art, and it's so big. Everything is like 1-to-1 scale, so you can walk into your ship, you walk outside, you fly outside, everything is 1-to-1, similar to Star Citizen. And I really thought that Star Citizen would have been more similar to this type of game, but Star Citizen is more of like big open world mission type thing. So anyway,
Elite Vanguard.
To kind of get into it, you have your normal controls: up, down, left, right, WASD, you know, like that. Then you have your normal function keys like F, enter, stuff like that. Now to get into your ship, you can either walk up the ladder like I did, or you can actually hit Shift D from anywhere on the station and it'll pop you right into your ship. Now to get into your ship, you're going to hit F right onto the seat, and you get these new options. From here, because this is a trading station and upgrade station, I could actually buy stuff for my ship, like upgrade guns, stuff like that. I could even go to my trading menu, I get up off the seat, my ship information, and different modes that you won't be using right now. But to get into it, let's undock. And I'll kind of go through this entire game with you. Right now, I could move my mouse normally. If I was to hold shift spacebar, it'll actually move my ship like Freelancer. You know, it follows your cursor. If you press shift spacebar again, it'll stop that. But if you hold your left mouse button, it will follow that along. Now, using your mouse wheel will increase your speed. So it's really, because I'm inside a space station, you're locked to 50, but you can use tab to use your afterburners to increase the speed to go back outside. Once you're outside of the station, you see the speed increases. Now, in this game, as I was explaining earlier, there's so much you can do, like mining, trading, missions, politics, or just straight up fleet management. I'm going to explain more of what I did in my first game, or actually my 5th or 6th or 7th game, but I'm going to kind of give you a rundown of what I did, which might help you decide if this is a game for you. So let me get started with this. First thing we need to do is find the mission, and to find the mission we need shift 2, which is the scanning mode. Scanning mode will actually kind of narrow down where the mission objective would be. We're trying to look for a little fire or a sparkle or something along the side of the base that will indicate like a distress signal. So let me go to shift spacebar to kind of like get my mouse controls in. I'm just looking around the ship just to see if I can find anything. Oh, I found it. It was right here. You see that little spark? That little spark is a signal, and if I hit shift F2, you can't really see it. If I hit it again, you will see it. That's the first mission you need to get when you start this campaign. This mission, I'm actually going to deter from it for a little bit. I'm not going to be doing the full mission, but I'm going to show you why I'm in a second. Let me grab this mission really quick. I'm getting closer. Hit F2, accept the signal.
That should do it. I had to disable my voice filter. I was beginning to think my messages were being intercepted by those split fellows. I'm a little disappointed that it was this easy. I don't suppose they sent you, did they? Oh, that would be quite devious.
Now you get to choose options here. Number 1, number 2. This one only has one option, so you're just going to choose that.
What should I call them? I suppose captors is quite apt. Employers? They let me work on my own projects some days, you see. Ah, yes, you see, I'm in a spot of bother. I'm in the middle of some important scientific research, which I'm unable to pursue personally from my current location. I'm looking for an assistant to aid me.
So you can choose if you want to accept the mission or not. I'm just going to accept
I'll send
it.
the task to your ship computer. This is rather exciting. Wonderful. I have managed to place the device on a nearby docking area. You should be getting the coordinates now.
Okay, so what it needs is that it needs me to dock so I can pick up this little device. So this mission, what it does is kind of get you started a little bit. And it's very important to kind of like get this game started. So I would definitely do this mission, but not the way they want you to. Okay, landing is still... oh my god. I don't know why I was off by that much.
Successfully docked.
Okay, now that we're docked, you get up off the ship, walk around, and you see this trail? Just follow the trail real quick to get this little device that she's talking about. We're gonna get to the elevator, hit F. This is where our ship is. We need to get here. Standard docking bay. That guy scared me. You can hire people, like right off the side. Okay, we're gonna take that, and we're gonna head back to the ship.
Good.
The shortcut is Shift D.
This will allow me to monitor your activity and perform experiments remotely. Please keep it safe.
Oops.
Oh my, it seems your pulse is elevated. You must be very excited to take part in this expedition. I'm glad. So, shall we begin? I will attempt to direct you in the best way possible. Please be patient with me. I don't expect you've spoken with too many Boron before. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Bozo Ta, and it is a pleasure. I do wish it were in person, but my current situation is quite precarious. You must be quite curious on what a lonely old Boron is trying to achieve. There are still so many mysteries and unanswered questions. Are spaceflies sentient? Where are the lost Boron systems? Is faster than light telepathy possible? It is our task to push the physics of this universe to the breaking point and see if it answers any of those questions. My current employers only seem happy when my research results in novel weapon modifications. Very curious people, those Split. I do hope they move me to a new tank soon. My tentacles grow weak.
Alright, so F2 to get the external view like I was showing before.
I do wonder how my homeworld is faring.
And Shift 1 to go into travel mode. So if you look at the speed that I'm going at right now is like 1,000, 1,200. It's going faster and faster. That's travel mode. You can't get that normally, so going into travel mode also limits your turning ability. But it does get you to that location much faster. Now all I need to do is try to get into that bubble, if you follow my mouse, right into that bubble. And that's where the mission waypoint is.
You appear to be getting close to where I detected an anomaly. Could you please try using the long-range scanner to search for an anomaly in this vicinity?
Alright, so there's long-range scanners, which is Shift 3, turns into blue. Hold the button R to kind of send this pulse out.
Aha! There it is!
And it'll actually help you scan the area. So by sending out that pulse, you'll see like it's starting to reveal the areas.
Much like the jump gates. I suggest you mark the location of the anomaly on your map. So, how adventurous do you feel today? Thanks to my research, I do have a fair idea of where you may end up. Of course, the quickest way to confirm my theory is to put it into practice.
Okay, so before I jump into this little area, which is what the wormhole is, one thing I have to explain to you is that she's going to give you a mission that will ultimately break open this wormhole from the other side. And following her mission, she will actually give you a lot of money to purchase a ship so you could blow up your ship to expand this wormhole. Now, I deterred from this mission for a little bit. What I ended up doing was taking that money, buying my first mining ship, and then starting my fleet. So I kind of stopped doing the mission right after this little bit. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. Once I get that money, I start building my own little fleet. And then when I am comfortable at a point where I have my fleet making its own money, I will then buy the ship to continue the mission. Now this mission will actually bring you a space station that will allow you to do a lot more upgrades like instant teleportation and a lot of other stuff, and also better benefits on trading and assembly. So the space station is almost needed, but in the meantime, you don't need it right away to get the feel of the game on how big it is. So really fun after that. For now, I'm just going to get you started so you could get enough money to start your own adventure. Having a second ship is great because that's where you could decide, do you want to fight? Do you want to mine? Do you want to trade? All right.
Entering system. Grand exchange.
Scan mode.
Can you hear me? It took a moment to realign the frequency. It is just as I thought. You have made it through the anomaly and emerged in a distant region. Your location is actually of great interest to me. Over the years, I have managed to pull sensor logs from passing ships to help further my work. I highlighted this as a prime location for my research, should I ever get the chance. While the previous anomaly is interesting, my findings point to something else here, which I expect will lead to a groundbreaking discovery. Allow me to guide you to a particular area.
Empty space.
Travel mode. Actually, I could just autopilot there, but travel mode is fun. Autopilot is one of the best things you could do. Set a location, autopilot, and I'll get you there. Alright. Let's slow down.
I am currently evaluating what equipment we will need to make the most of this location. Space here is wounded, with a scar in its fabric which seems to have healed multiple times. There is no record of any abnormal activity at these sites. To everyone else, this is simply an empty area of space. In my search for signals from long-lost boron, I have detected multiple scars in space which continue to spew a multitude of particles and radiation. In a bustling sector such as this, it would only be seen as background noise. However, some of the noise seems to have artificial form. We are going to tear this scar wide open and peer inside. Of course, the universe is a fickle thing. One miscalculation, and we may well destroy the whole system. Ha! Such stakes make this all the more exciting. Before we get started, allow me to reimburse you for your help so far. I do hope the Split don't mind me using their credit account to help fund our venture.
35,000.
Now, the experiment. You will first need to place a satellite around this area in order for us to better understand its nature and how best to provoke the anomaly. I suggest you also deploy a resource probe so that we can see how the anomaly has affected the local environment. You should be able to acquire these deployable items from stations which offer upgrades. I know of such a station near your location. I will add the information to your map.
Alright, so do not deploy a satellite before it says to deploy a satellite, or else you're going to have to deploy your satellite twice. So now I get to go hit enter,
The
deploy
must be
satellite.
precise. Ah, good work.
There
I'm
you go.
receiving a much clearer signal from the tear. Almost immediately, I can see that there are far more gravimetric shears here compared to any other anomaly ever documented. That indicates mass. But of what? This shows some similarities with a jump gate event horizon. But there is something else. Could it be a temporal distortion? Perhaps dimensional? Very interesting. Would you please deploy a resource probe in this specified area? I'm curious of this environment.
Alright, so now we gotta go here. I'm just gonna use Afterburner so I don't have to use travel mode. There you go. So close. Deploy resource probe, then I could deploy it right here. Alright.
You will now be able to see the yields of the resources in the area, should you wish to extract them. As for our research, it seems that nearby objects are covered in exotic particles, possibly spewed from the anomaly. I hate to be a bother, but I have an idea on how to proceed. We will need a ship to be flown to a very precise location near the anomaly.
Here we go.
If we fit the ship with the right equipment, we may be able to open the tear wider and have a better idea of what is on the other side. This will likely end up in the ship's destruction, so I will help cover the expenses of acquiring a new ship for the task.
Look at that, 235 grand. So we need 3 antimatter cells to be placed onto the ship, which is something we could do a lot later. Now that we have 235 grand, we have money to play with. Now, she did unlock some areas for us to...
I have calculated that the ship will need to contain a small number of antimatter cells. The nearest station that has this ware available has been revealed for your
Right here.
convenience.
Okay, for the... You need to go to the Grand Exchange 1. Tell Antimatter Cell Factory, which is Antimatter Cell Factory. You will find it later on, which is right here right now. You would need to get a ship, go here, pick up 3 cells, go back to this location and blow it up. Again, I'm not doing this mission yet. I'm putting it on the hold just so I could start my own little course of what I should be doing right now. Now, she did also reveal a couple of locations where we want to where we could buy ships. So we could either go to Argon Prime, which is extremely safe, and this one right here over here, 18 billion. It's not bad. I've mined in both places before. Either one, you're fine, but you got to keep in mind there are always going to be pirates, and I've seen pirates in 18 billion, but I've never seen pirates on Argon Prime. Well, I've seen it, but not at this area that you would mine at. So this is a much further travel distance to get to the ship versus over here, where it's much closer if you wanted to trade your ship or do something else. It's really up to you. You will reveal the entirety of the map later in the future, but for now, let's play around with I gotta choose one. Which one do I want to go? This one's much closer. You know what, let's take a look at the ships. So what you could do is click on the ships. So there's small ships right here, which is the wharf, and then the bigger ones, which is the shipyard. So if I go over here and right click and go to buy ships, now we have medium or small size ships. In small size ships, we can now decide what we want to do: a miner, a scout, or courier. Like literally the types of gameplay you want to do is in these areas. Like if you want to be a fighter or something that just does missions, you could choose scout or fighter. If you want to do a mining missions or actually send it out to do mining for you, you would choose a miner, or courier for trading missions or trading. I call it missions, but it's really your own task of finding areas to trade. Now, in the beginning of the game, trading is a little bit hard. Now, we don't know where the specific locations of how much prices are, so it's very hard to get a good trade going in the beginning. So the best bet is to use miner in the beginning. So here we have like a mining ship. This mining ship is 130 grand, but it's not outfitted yet. And if I go over here and I set to low preset, it's going to come out to 300 grand. If I set to minimum preset, it's 226,000. So you're right within this budget to get the low preset. Now, there's a couple of things that we need, which one, a mining laser. It doesn't come with it, so we're going to have to go into weapons and kind of grab the cheapest mining drill, which is this guy right here. So now that that's equipped, it goes up to 236,000. Here's another thing. We need to figure out if we need scanners or anything, and other things that we don't need. Let's see. Shield generator we don't have. Weapons, we only got the mining drill. Software doesn't even come with a docking computer. How much money do I have total? 235,000. So this ship is a little bit too expensive out of your price range, and we still need to hire a crew to fly the ship. So we could reduce by 3 grand right here. So total price is 131,000. Let's see, if I hire a crew, that's 10,000, and I need as much crew as I can get, because the higher the crew that you could put in, they level up, and then you could shift the crews to other ship and have ability to mine better because they're leveled up. So I want to get out of this area because this message will keep coming up. Oh, we don't need we don't need this. What is this? Oh, we do need thrusters. Regular thrusters, 240,000. See, there's reputation in this game as well. Once you get to higher reputation, it unlocks different ships. And if you get reputations, it all depends on the war that you're going to fight to. 236,000. Okay, you know what? This ship is a little bit too expensive. And 2, this area is going to keep me going for all those messages because I'm stuck in this area right now. Let's take a look at this place. And if I go over here and buy ship, I could choose small and choose miner. There's actually a few more ships, and this is a different ship. You can see it's like, it looks different because it is completely different. It's a much cheaper ship. Look at this, 83,000. Loadout Minimum presets 162,000. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this for now. If I go medium, how much is a medium? Medium minor mineral 131. Minimum presets 210. Wow, I might want to do this one. Let's see. All around okay. Reduce the price over here a little. We don't need any shield generators. Weapons, we do need. How many ports do you have? You have 2 turrets. So turrets, mining MK1, and then docking computer, crew. You might not even need a docking computer if you have a crew. Oh man, 36,000. What if I don't use a turret? And I use weapon and I get a mining cannon for now. Mining drill, 18,000. Oh, it's the same price. This is slightly out of my budget. Slightly, because I got to get the crew to fly it. Alright, back to small. Miner. We'll drop in mining cannon. Where is it? Mining drill right here. Then we do minimum preset mining drill. Software with a docking computer, because if you ever need to fly it, and then you get 3 crew. You only have to pay them once. So 209,000. We have 235. Add to the shopping list. Confirm order. It's going to take about a minute. Now, we don't have to physically be there to pick up the ship because we got a crew. So we could stay wherever we are. Now, I do recommend trying to land in the station if you're going to be just hovering, because you could get attacked at any time. And I'm just waiting for the ships to finish, and then I'm going to show you. There are a lot of information here that you could use. Okay, is the ship finished yet? I do recommend going there. Maybe we should go there. You know what? Let's do it. So what I did was right click here. I need to get to this area, to get to this area, to get to this area, to here, then back to there. It's going to take a while, but we'll make our pace and we'll get there through autopilot. So I clicked on here, right click, start guidance, and what I'm going to do is shift A, and it's going to set up autopilot. Oh, you know what? I'm too close. I already know I'm going this way because this is where I'm facing.
Superhighway, unknown sector.
There's these little signals that come up on the map. Those are little missions that you could do. Or sometimes it could be like caches that you pick up. Let's see if this is the correct direction. I think this is the correct direction. Let's just go into it.
Entering Grand Exchange 1.
Okay, I was in the wrong direction. It's that one, blue. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is, as soon as I teleport this new place, I'm going to go into scanning mode.
Entering Grand Exchange 4.
Start scanning as fast as possible. Hit into map. And kind of head towards the direction that I want to go into, which is, I think, right around here. Shift A.
Engaged.
Go back to map. And kind of now, I got my ship up. You can see that I can see this area now. And I'm already on top of a mining belt, which is great. So what I'm going to do here is get it to mine automatically. I'm going to go over to objective list. Ooh, I hit something. Probably a mine. It's fine. I'm going to leave that. Property owned. The carrier. Alright, it's on Argon Prime. Right click, go to information. So it gives you all the base information of your ship right now. To set its task, you go to behavior. And from here, it tells you what it's currently doing, which is hold position. But you could also set it to go mining. This is where you go change the default behavior. Local auto mine. Later you could have advanced auto mine, but you need your captain to have that specific level to get those unlocked. That's why I say it's very important to level up your captain. Now, you need to tell it what to mine. I really do not know what this sector has as far as like if they have a refinery or if they have a silicon factory or if they have Nvidium or an ice factory. I really don't know. So you're kind of like guessing here. So what I'm going to do is silicon is usually a pretty good bet and you get a pretty good payout from just mining silicon. So I'm going to choose silicon, Argon Prime. That's exactly what it wants to do. And then I'm going to hit confirm. As soon as I hit confirm, you see the current thing that it's doing is auto undocking, and then it's going to go local auto mine. Then you are all set. It is practically all set up for you to auto mine. Now, while I am flying, I am going to get off autopilot, shift 3, and just kind of... Oh, okay, I already see it. That... Oops. This one right here is where I need to go. You see that? And I see this. So what I need to do is set guidance. Okay, because that's where I need to go. And I'm going to slowly make my way over to this sector so I could start discovering the map so it knows where to mine. You see, like the ship is not even in the base anymore. It's outside. It's going to start mining. You're going to start seeing cargo fill up. You give it like, depending on how popular it is, you give it like 20-30 minutes. It'll fill up and then it'll find itself to sell the ore. So I really do not know where it could sell it because I'm not there to like kind of search the area to see if there's a silicon factory. I always go to the wrong one.
Entering Grand Exchange 3.
For a bit, what I'm going to do is drop down a satellite. You want to drop down a satellite so you can see ships flying in and out on that particular area. And also, because I'm already here, I know it's like right around here. Also, do your discovery. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here because I hear pinging.
Autopilot engaged.
There you go. It's autopilot all the way. Now I'm going to check on the ship and see if it's collecting solids right now. Alright, not yet. Alright, so what I'm doing right here is just basically right clicking, and since I'm on autopilot, it'll automatically go to wherever I set the point is. So if you look in the background, if I was to right click on this area and go to start guidance, it'll actually shift my ship to go to that area. What I'm trying to look for right now is because I'm mining silicon, I need to find a silicon factory so I can sell the goods. If there isn't anything here, then I just mined silicon for nothing. So now I can actually filter out for mining and see if it's something I want to sell. See, silicon wafers is here. There is something to buy all the silicon wafers. So there's got to be a plant somewhere. I just don't know where it is. This is a group of people. I don't want to go there. There might be a silicon factory over here. So I might have to travel over there as well. So this is microchip, shield components. Let's go over here because I already discovered. But while I am here, let's kind of scan the neighborhood. So you want to scan as much as you can while you are in your ship because you can't do it when you hire a pilot to go.
Autopilot
So
engaged.
this will help you find stuff. I didn't think there was anything there. There might be some stuff over here, so I have to go over there and scan. So I'm gonna drop by this area, see what these 2 stations are, and hopefully I find what I'm looking for, because this guy is filling up soon and I need to get that sold. See, silicon wafers, it's not silicon itself. And I don't have a plant here to turn my silicon into silicon wafers, so we need a silicon refinery. There is, in the other section over here, what do you call it? A refined goods. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. A refinery. Chip factory, unknown, ore refinery. See this one here? There's an ore refinery here, so if I was to mine in this section, I would mine for ore, and then I could sell it to the ore refinery, and it'll automatically do it. So without that component in this section of the base, I'm not going to be able to sell my silicon, which hopefully that won't be the problem. I'm praying. Now, every time you generate a new map or load a new game, the map is the same. So these jump points are exactly the same where they're supposed to be, but the components inside each sector is different. So one game you might have a ton of silicon refineries or ore refineries over here, and then when you load into a new game, it's completely different. The bases are in different areas, the bases are completely different components. It's different, so it makes the game very interesting on every time you load in a new one. So you might have luck with one, but you might not be as lucky on another one to see what components can match up with yours. So that's one thing I really like about it. It's kind of like different every time you play. That's how I got an idea of how the map works. Oh, that's a jump gate. I don't want that. So jump gate will bring me to probably this one over here. Let's see what this unknown stage. Solar power plant. Go back over here. While I'm heading that direction, I am gonna take off autopilot. Scan. Get back onto autopilot. Hit map and see if... Oh, there's a couple of unknown stations here. So now I'm going to go over here, head towards this area, have autopilot do all the work for me so I don't have to fly myself. I mean, you can manually do it. It's not any different in speed. Oh, that's a jump gate. So I could see it on my screen, like right there in the middle. So I know that's jump gate. I'm going to go to the next area right over there. I don't know if it's an active jump gate. Inactive, you see? There's no blue. It's not opened. I don't know how to get those things opened. Oh, perfect. There is a silicon factory. Oh my god, that just saved the day. This, my friend, is what is going to allow this guy to sell all his goods. He's going to come all the way over here to sell it. Now that I found a silicon factory. Alright, next step is to...
Autopilot disengaged.
Kind of head towards this area.
Autopilot engaged.
And drop... what do you call those? Those resource pods or resource scanners. What is it called again? I don't remember off the top of my head. Resource probe. By dropping a resource probe in certain areas, this will allow you to see what resources, and it helps mine much faster. So I'm gonna go over here, drop a resource probe, and kind of allow this guy. You should kind of do it around the whole map or around this whole thread, which allows for a lot more visibility. Alright, so I'm almost here. What I'm doing right now is deploy resource probe, and these things are expensive. These are not cheap at all. So if you be very scarce on how you use it. It's like 5,000 per pop. So 5,000 times 5, 5,000 times 5. It's like it comes with it in general, but try to be very resourceful when you're trying to use this. So now that I dropped this one over here, let me see, mining. Okay, that's the circle that it created. So basically, I just need to get to here.
Autopilot
Drop a second
engaged.
one. And it should cover these two pools. Not the top, because I could actually just drop one in between the two and get the top. But I don't think I really need the resources for that. So, checking back with this guy, he is almost full. Once he's full, he's going to start heading this way. Return that. And
Autopilot disengaged.
scan.
Autopilot engaged.
Was there anything else out there? Nope. The only thing I gotta check out is this station. You can manually control this guy by right-clicking on him and kind of taking over and changing his instructions from mining to heading to this direction, and then check that out later if you don't want to go do it yourself. These ships are useful later, these specific icons. You got to remember this icon. In the future when you're building your base, you do need to like hire these guys. I can't hire him now, but you can hire builders to help build your station. So remember this icon. Okay, I am almost here. This guy's being attacked right there from this guy. You can see that missiles. It's really cool. It's a really big world. Alright, right there. Now that I slowed down, I'm gonna drop another resource probe.
Disengaged.
Go back to map. And there, I have 2 big bubbles, and this guy should be able to mine a lot faster. Now, at this point, what I generally do, because it's still slow going and you're still building up your credits to get your second ship, and it's going to take a while because this guy's going to, I would believe, come back with about 30k or 40k per run. So here's the time to actually start discovering the map. Jump on the jump gates, jump to this highway, and start flying around to see what's available, so you could do your assessment and figure out where you want to mine next. Because the more saturation you have on one area, so if I have a couple of miners that are mining silicon in this area and it's selling towards this refinery, eventually the price will drop and you're going to get less money. So you don't want to saturate one entire area of just mining. You kind of want to spread it out. So I might want to build a second miner for ore in this area, or for ice in this area. I don't know. I just gotta look. And this area has so much spots to kind of reveal that there might be like some good stuff over here, like some good stations. I also want to reveal the top part of the map, because right over here is more of the Argon Prime territory, and you're generally safe in Argon Prime, the blue areas. So I kind of want to shift up over there and see what happens. But if you need to do any upgrades or you need to buy any navs, you could probably start heading towards this station, and it'll be able to tell you, you should be able to buy all the upgrades for your ship. Anyway, I'm just going to hang out here for a second until this one finishes mining to do its first load, to show you guys how much money you actually made from this one run. Alright, so here we go. Once the cargo is full, it's going to automatically go to the silicon factory. And currently I landed myself on a station just so I don't get attacked if I just hover around in space. But yeah, we're gonna see how much the first load gives us, and then you kind of could figure out, you know, after how many loads you need just to buy another ship, so you could increase your, you know, money income or your. So it's gonna land, it's gonna take its time to do its thing, unload, and then find a new territory to start mining again. So yeah, it's simple as that. You just set it and forget it, and you could kind of walk away and come back later. That's what I really enjoy about this game, where I could actually set it, do my trades, do my mining, set everything up, walk away, go grab dinner or something like that, come back, and I know something has been done. So there we go, 61,000. So basically I earned about 30,000. Let me see if I could pull up the journal for information, logbook. And there you go, $35,604 for selling that silicon, and that's every trip. So every trip it's going to be like about 35,000 to 40,000, and he's just going to keep going around mining, and eventually you'll get to another 200,000 real quick and buy your second ship. Anyway, that is it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little series of just getting started. Again, you could expand on this. I really do enjoy playing this game. There's one day that I just sat here and played this game for like about 14 hours building my fleet, and time just goes by so quick when I'm at it. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you want to watch more of X4 gameplay, let me know down in the comments below, and I could probably make a second episode of fleet management or trading or something like that. But if you guys are only interested, I can make that video. Otherwise, I hope I inspired you guys to maybe pick up this game and try it for yourself. And if you guys have any questions, leave it down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.